This is a brand new Mac Mini M4, and today we're going to combine it with another marvel of Apple engineering from 22 years ago. We're building the iMac G4 M4, so stay tuned. And if you enjoy taking the old and the new, and I hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel. Some of you who have been around the channel for a while may have suspected that this build was coming, because this beautiful 20-inch iMac G4 isn't exactly stock. Several months ago, we stripped out the completely dead logic board and swapped in a mod board from Juicy Crumb called the Docklight, which allows us to connect HDMI to this built-in original LCD and gives us access to a bunch of ports and stuff. And then I shoved the guts from an M2 Mac Mini into this thing to create the iMac G4 M2. But today, I want to try sticking this M4 Mac Mini into this G4 because it is frickin' tiny. Just look at it compared to the outgoing Mac Mini. I think this is going to be so much easier to fit into this dome here. So I guess we should make sure my HDMI-ified iMac still works. The Juicy Crumb board provides power for the LCD, HDMI in, USB ports, which are basically a hub. The original power button on the side here controls power to the LCD. This button here, I hacked that in as a separate power button for the internal Mac Mini. Stupid power button on the bottom. Oh yeah, look at this. It is certainly working. Now we just have to build ourselves a real FrankenMac. You know, I'm gonna need somewhere special to put this FrankenMac. Good thing today's sponsor is Flexispot. I'm pairing my Flexispot standing desk with the wonderfully ergonomic Flexispot C7. The Flexispot C7 is designed to properly support your body. In office mode, the backrest locks at 93 degrees with latex padded seat and adaptive lumbar support. The seat cushion provides much more room than competing ergonomic chairs, 17 to 20 inches of adjustable depth for those long sessions of FrankenMacking. But wait! What about relaxing? The C7 has 4-level lockable backrest with a maximum recline of 128 degrees and 3D armrests, because procrastinating editing your videos is way better when you're lounging comfortably. Most other major brands don't even offer a footrest. With 5 levels of backrest height adjustment, 3D headrest, and seat adjustments, the C7 offers a highly personalized experience. I've been using Flexispot furniture at my editing rig for a long time now, and it's as comfortable today as it was the day it was new. So if you're looking for a new chair, give the C7 some serious consideration. There's a 30-day return policy for a risk-free trial. Grab the best discount possible with the Black Friday sale and use my code 24BFC7 for an extra $50 off the already inexpensive C7. Thank you Flexispot for being a great brand, building great furniture, and being a longtime sponsor of this channel. So here is what we have to work with. The bottom half houses the 20-inch version of the Juicy Crumb board, but now we have this thing, and oh my god, do we even need to take it out of the case to fit in here? I think we can do it just by removing the bottom cover here. All right, let's void ourselves a warranty. The power button is just 2 little wires here, which we can short together to turn the thing on. It's time to void the warranty, cause they don't mean a thing to me. And even if I break it, I ain't gonna sweat it, cause it's content. Alright, quick sanity test. When I short these 2 wires, it should chime. Hey! We did it! Friends, we soldered a wire. Alright, we now have a reasonably clean connection to the janky power button I have here. There she boots. And we might as well replace this very noisy old 12-volt fan with a nice quiet Noctua. This is just a 92mm fan. And up in here we have the screws to tighten the neck, which could probably do with a quick tightening. We'll just splice the old fan connector onto the new fan. Okay, so as hilarious as it would have been to close this up like this, I don't think the Mini is going to fit in here with the case still on. I think it's just a hair too tall and, well, could knock some of these capacitors off. So we're going to have to decase the Mini further. Oh yeah, check it out. There is our technically upgradable solid state storage if you've seen that DOS Dude 1 video. Look at that. It puts the heatsink right up against the fan. So I think we're good for cooling too, perhaps even better cooling than it had in the original Mac Mini case. So this may not be the smartest thing I've ever done, but I'm going to completely forego this fan here. Good thing I didn't buy AppleCare on this thing. And jump cut to check out this abomination. I have, through the cunning use of some nuts and washers I found, connected the power supply and the motherboard back together with its standoffs. Dangling here is the battery and the antennas, and all of this can fit right here. And I can mount these antennas somewhere so we can hopefully still get decent Wi-Fi reception, but look at that. It's like it was made for this. Did Apple know I was going to do this? I think so. Okay, so I'm going to use one of these HDMI angle adapters to aim the HDMI down. Then I have a super short Thunderbolt cable, and we'll mount this with the cunning use of a bunch of double-sided tape. We'll just shove the antennas up in this area. Built-in speaker can go right up in this corner here. Not janky at all. All right, so for now, I'm just going to run cables to the Mac Mini, out the back of the case, and to the ports they need to go to. So here is Thunderbolt. All right, we've got our janky power button. We'll run an audio cable out to line in. I've got the cables for power to the Juicy Crumb. Got this nice short HDMI cable. All right, let's close this partially, and then we'll do a test run and see if it explodes. All right, apologies for the totally reasonable camera angle here. First, we're going to power on the screen. Light came on, that's a good sign. Now I'm going to push the janky power button for the Mac Mini. Look at that. Our M4 powered iMac G4. All right, let's put this thing the rest of the way back together. There is so much more room inside this case. All the wires fit very comfortably underneath the power board of the Mac Mini. All right, it is back together. I've got the most appropriate possible mouse pad. Thanks, Steve, for Mac84. Entirely appropriate iMac keyboard, plugged right into the rear USB ports. All right, let's power this thing up. It chimed. Ah, there it is! The iMac G4 M4 lives! Look at that! Oh my goodness. This is freaking incredible. The M4 iMac G4. And I gotta say, this doesn't feel like a convoluted experience. This is the iMac G4 running Sequoia. Alright, obviously we need to install some software on here that has no business on an iMac G4. Oh, this is so freaking cool. And this screen is gorgeous. Another cool thing about the Juicy Crumb board is it supports the original iMac G4 speakers with their weird connector, and they actually sound great for being 20-something years old, which I shall now demonstrate with a brief interlude of brutal metal. No Man's Sky on an iMac G4? Don't mind if I do. How does this LCD look so good? Oh, this is awesome. Oh my goodness. Look at this. And we're at ultra graphics, everything at ultra, and it is smooth as extraterrestrial butter. How about a little bit of my favorite game of all time, The Long Dark? I cannot believe how good this screen is. I mean, just look at these viewing angles. How is this screen 2 decades old? I really think that if you saw this computer in a store today with an M4 chip, you would want to buy it. It still looks futuristic. And you know, I think I kind of like that there is a separate power button for the LCD and the computer itself, meaning that I can leave this thing running and physically shut off the display without shutting off the actual computer. I'm going to call that a feature. Although one issue is that the fan is currently wired to the power for the LCD, so if you turn the LCD off, the fan turns off. So I have to wire the fan up to 12 volts from the Mac Mini itself. So there we go, the Mac Mini G4 M4. An absolute dream computer. I can't believe it worked so well. Everything works, it's flawless, it's smooth, the display is glorious. I was so jealous of these machines back when they were new, the G4 that is, because of course I couldn't afford one, but to now be able to experience it as it was intended, only with modern hardware inside. My goodness, this is a glorious computer. I will of course link down below to all of the stuff that I used to make this thing happen, mainly that Juicy Crumb board, which that is an incredible project. But in any event, that'll do it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more wacky computer stuff like this, please subscribe down below. And thank you very much for watching. And I just want to give a very special thank you to all of my Patreon supporters and channel members. Thank you so much, each and every one of you, for supporting me and supporting this channel and all the weird stuff I do. I am so very grateful, and I just could not do this without you.